Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast which we smash apart the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1-minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco and Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how high and how far a frog can jump?
African or European frog?
Oh, just a frog. I mean, frogs. Like, not like these insane frogs that are like the size of like a boulder. No, just like a frog.
Actually, those probably jump smaller than that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's so many different kinds of frogs. What have you discovered in your research on
here's
frogs?
what I've discovered. Well, wait until you hear. So here we go. Frogs. Frogs that are smaller. You were right. You're very intelligent.
Yeah.
Because therefore, if they're smaller, they are lighter. They can jump higher. So tree frogs have been, and I'm saying just general tree frogs, they have been observed jumping 10 times their own height. That's high.
Yeah.
However, most frogs, and it varies by species, there are many frogs that can jump at least 30 times their body length.
Wow.
30 times. And some of the smaller tree frogs, they have been observed to jump as much as 50 times their body length.
50 times?
50 times.
I didn't know frogs could do that much math.
Yeah, that's... yes. Now... I just was blown away by that because, okay, that's an amazing, I mean, the crazy stories we know about the insect world and amphibian world and everything, like ants that they can carry like how many times their own weight and stuff.
Right.
But frogs, like I had no idea about that. And so gives me a total new perspective on like when Yoda's taken on Dooku. Or,
sure.
Or like Kung Fu Hustle when like, the antagonist there is, right? Okay, now that's a cut. You got to go see that movie if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I need to see it.
But there was a moment in this minute that made me think about the amphibious nature of our antagonist.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I should say a little shout out to all of these wonderful little facts and figures that I gave you. Those are courtesy of amphibianlife.com.
Well, the one thing I know about frogs is that it's not easy being green. And on that note, let's talk about the big guy here in The Incredible Hulk.
Oh my God! No! I just got it!
I'm doing dual purpose here because we're talking about The Incredible Hulk here in minute 83 of Louis Leterrier's cinematic opus.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
So we come back to Bruce, still trying to explain to Stearns why having vials of his gamma irradiated blood is a bad idea, and Stearns is just not getting it. Meanwhile, the noose is tightening as all of the soldiers coming in. And I gotta say, this minute is so great in terms of ramping up the tension, because like I'm talking about it and I'm already feeling tense because there's so much tension in this minute. Edward is doing such a great job in this scene. Like he is really like trying to explain why this is his nightmare come to life. He says, "You don't know the power of this thing. It is too dangerous. It cannot be controlled." And then we cut to the people who are trying to control it. It's Major Spar! Yay! And so she says, "At your discretion, Shooter." And I mean, what are the odds that the guy she picked to be the sniper is named Shooter? I mean, like, that's gotta be like just a 1 in a million,
Maybe she rolled it. Maybe he's Scooter. And she's Shooter. I don't know.
Ma'am, it's Scooter. Oh.
We just had a Muppet Show reference. Yes. 6 seconds to stage time, Major Spar. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
So he's using the Steyr HS-50 Cal, as we talked about last time. But unfortunately, he has no shot. For some reason, really pisses off Emil Blonsky.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's like, oh, like no shot, come on, and like takes off.
I'm not waiting.
And so he's gonna run it, and it turns out he's running right past the University of Toronto bookstore. Because if you look right through there, that's what.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a great shot as he's going up the first set of stairs. And we should mention there is a nice little sort of trickery of the camera here.
It's really clever.
In that, as the camera, I think we talked about this. Yeah, this is very cleverly done. They've done this before in rolling shots where the camera's panning from one side to the next. It's panning. He starts at the bottom of the stairs.
Tim Roth runs up the stairs.
Right. And then it pans and there's a pillar that sort of just obscures it. Well, when you get to the other side of the pillar, he's already at the top of the stairs.
Yeah. And that's also not him. Like that cuts to Patrick, his stunt double.
Oh,
so like
gotcha,
it goes like he basically hides behind the pillar, and then the camera spins over, and that's Patrick already up there, like leaping up the top because you know Blonsky don't use stairs no more.
And when you see that
power.
As he's doing this, there's just this great shot, like you said, of like it's beautiful. It looks like a beautiful place. These nice windows over the stairs, and you can see what is clearly looks like your grade A typical college bookstore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you look right through the window and see all the stuff in there because all this stuff is on the University of Toronto. We have Major Spar says Blonsky's going in. Like, did you tell him? I didn't tell him. Why is he? And so Ross, still thinking he has Blonsky under control, like gives this such a deadpan reading of this. Like he just basically goes, "Blonsky, stand down. My daughter's in there." Like it's not like. He's not yelling. He's not screaming. He's just like, hey, buddy, by the way, hey, if you could not do this because my daughter's in there, like, that'd be really cool of you. So...
He starts off with the most annoyed. It's literally like he's down a hall. He sees a whole bunch of guys smoking cigars and realizes those are my cigars. and just starts walking like, do my, what?
Are those, did we?
No.
You did.
It is actually kind of comical because it's William Hurt being as grumpy as possible.
just more annoyed than anything else.
Right.
So then back to the fight at the top of the intense argument, because Stearns is like, we've got the antidote now. It's like they don't want the antidote. They want to make it a weapon, and it's like, So then Ross is like, okay, well, Blonsky's not listening, so I guess I gotta handle this myself. So he like hops out of his command vehicle and gets into the Humvee, and the Humvee jumps the curb. We hear the police sirens going. It's like they're not really being that subtle.
Well, no, and they're not being subtle. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here going on that I think is two things. Well, one, you've got Blonsky jumping, leapfrogging now, up the staircase, like not even just taking the stairs. He's
reverse
literally.
parkour.
Yeah, oh my God, like to the extreme. He's leaping from the rail to the next rail up. So that's where my whole frog reference came from, because it's full on frog jumping. But okay, this is though, and I think, and you spoke perfectly about it, is the reason why the tension I think really rips open here in this minute, because this is now where we have two villains.
Yes,
and this is where it actually does finally happen, right? Where it's not one, it's two.
Yeah, well, even you might even still say three, or because like Bruce is like being surrounded by people who do not have his best interests at heart.
That's true. That's a good point. Yes.
Right. So he's continuing on saying, if we let it go, we will never get it back. You don't have any idea how powerful this thing is. It's like, okay, that is the wrong thing to say to this dude, because that's what he's like. He's like, yeah, I kind of know. That's why I really want to.
Just eating it up.
You should have seen the Hulk rats. They were amazing.
He's only salivating even more now. Right.
I know, and he's still, and so we're seeing a lot of this through the eyes of the sniper.
Right.
As they're trying to get a bead on him as Bruce is walking back and forth. And he said, and Stern says, I hate the government just as much as anyone, but you're being a little paranoid. And at that moment,
I don't think he gets
in front of the window.
I don't think he gets the duh out of paranoid before he's Tranqed.
Yeah, shook, like shatters the window or like breaks the window, gets the dart in his back. And then, what I like is that it wasn't the shot, it wasn't the shattering of the window, it wasn't Bruce suddenly lurching forward. It's when he turns and he's got a dart sticking out of his back that Stearns goes, ah!
Yeah, right, exactly.
This great little
he still doesn't understand what happened, right?
Yeah. So then, if you listen carefully though, there we're gonna do a little foreshadowing here. So we're assuming that if you're here for mid '83, that you're going to be here mid '84, and if not, you're going to want to be, because at that moment, after the dart and the peep, we hear a helicopter fly by, and you're like, why would a helicopter fly by? They're supposed to be on total lockdown, like that's the way I used a sniper, like it's supposed to be, and that will be revealed in minute 84.
Oh my God! Wait.
So there's a reason why they put that sound effect in minute 83, and we'll talk about it in minute 84.
Have we ever teased another minute in the middle of
like this?
No, I'm excited. I want to get right to. Well, I want to finish 83, but
I mean, like, it's one of those things I had to go back and go in and go, so yeah. So there's remember the helicopter sound, because there's a reason why it's here.
Nice.
So, Betty pulls the dart, but it's too late because Bruce is going down.
He's out.
Yeah, so he's like slowly dropping to the floor, he looks up and sees, oh look, it's my old buddy Emil, and they lock eyes again.
He does lock. Yes.
Bruce's superpower comes into effect. He immediately locks eyes with Emil. And then says, they looped it, but he still says, get out! Like he's telling Betty, like, run, because there's a crazy dude with the thing, he's coming. And Betty sort of like tries to stop him, but, you know, he's a half irradiated gamma soldier, whatever thing, so he like basically grabs her by the shoulders and just whoops right over the table, bang, into one of your $7,000 freezers, never getting that deposit back.
Right.
And down to the floor she goes. And as far as we know, she's out.
Now, and that's obviously horrifying. It's horrifying.
Bad,
like that
yeah.
moment.
Basically, if you liked Blonsky before, you're not gonna.
No, because I mean, this is horrible. Betty, my God, right?
Full-on supervillain.
No, supervillain.
Yeah.
Like he took Betty and flung her. Now, you did
Yes.
think immediately. Well, he could have probably just killed her. Like he could have. Yeah. He didn't fling her that hard.
No.
And of course, you know, all things relative. Flinging a human being, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you definitely get the point of like, okay, she's not dead. She's just, that's horrifying and injured. So they were very clear. I think they were just definitely clear to show you that there was a limit to this. But when you go to the freeze frame before he does this, Ed Norton's eyes are just, it's just pure terror.
Yeah, well, the worst person in the world just walked in the room, and I can't feel my hands. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
I'm
oh,
quote unquote
no.
cured.
Yeah.
I've been tranked. This is bad.
And look, it just got worse.
Yeah, it got
Here
worse.
comes this guy again. Emil's right on him and grabs him and shakes him and says, "Where is it?" And then we hear the heart monitor like going way up, and it's like, oh.
Oh no, interesting. When I heard it, I thought he said, "Where is he?"
Oh, see, I think he said, "Where is it?" But he's very slurry in this.
Oh yeah,
thing
well
too.
yeah, because he's
So I thought he said, "Where is it?"
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, either way, the point is that where is the thing that's not you?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you can see where his frame of mind is.
Other.
Right.
Yeah. So and then on the beeping and Bruce's panicked expression, that's where our minute comes to an end.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's a lot of stuff going around. I mean, once again, they're keeping the tension really up. Like in this next minute, we're going to sort of for a minute.
Well, I'm worried about Betty. Well, let's put it this way: I'm very worried about Betty.
Yep.
I expect his answer to say, "Where is it?" He points to Stearns and says, "He's got it,"
Right.
and then passes out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that would make sense. What I would do.
Yeah.
He's got it.
I go sleepy now.
That's not what's going to happen.
No, that's not what's going to happen. But it could, but it won't. But it could.
I mean, it could. Yeah. If you wanted to discuss all of these things, where else could you go? Let's say you want to have a really, like, I don't know, just a real exclusive place. I know we always talk about Facebook, but what if there was like another place?
Ooh, a place that's not the Marvel Movie Minute Next Real Film Cut Podcast Executive Lounge? Like some place that's like that, but even more exclusive?
Even more exclusive.
Ooh. Does it have threaded comments where you could talk about multiple subjects, not just movie stuff, and not put it?
And they're not just threads, they're yarns.
And you don't have to have a Facebook account to get into it?
You don't have to have a Facebook account.
Wow, this sounds like a nirvana on the internet. Where could such a wonderful place be?
I think it's called Discord.
Discord. Discord, they really need a guitar riff.
Or they need like a Saturday Night Live. I'm a Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Live. What am I doing? Saturday Night Fever. They need like a John Travolta.
Waka checka? Like
yeah.
that?
It's not Disco's dead. Discord's not. Wow.
Disco may be dead, but Discord is alive. All right, cats and kittens, come on down to Discord. No, see, we're never.
If we're brought back,
they're never going to hire us.
I'm going to tell you, I was just about to say this. If they bring us back, we are going to have to we have got to up the game on the outro promo because, yikes.
Well, if people haven't been with us for 83, they're tired of hearing the same ones. They want to hear fresh, new promos for the same places we tell them to go week after week.
These are fresh.
Fresh right from the top of our heads. You guys like improv, right? Yes, and go to Discord. You can find it on nextreel.com/Discord.
Yay.
We'll see you back here for minute 84, where the conclusion to my secret riddle will be revealed. We hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.